Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel. So, I don't know if any of you follow me on Instagram, but if you do, you probably saw like about a week or two ago, I was talking about some products that I got from Colourpop, and I did a full face of them on a page I follow on Facebook, but now I am just going to go ahead and go over the different products that I tried with you. Don't mind my little smudge. By the way, most of them I did use on my face today except for a couple. So I'll start with the primer. This is the Colourpop All-Star Matte Blurring Primer. So it did go on very smooth and it was nice. The only thing with it is I have dry sensitive skin, so I cannot use a mattifying primer. I did try it out for a day, and the whole day my face just looked dry and caked, so I was not able to use it. But if you do have oily or combination skin, I would recommend this to you. Alright, so now I have the foundation. I did try this foundation with that primer, and when I put it with that primer on my skin, I did get hints of like patches like right up in my cheek area and a little bit on my forehead, and it looks so cakey all day. I figured it might have just been the primer, so I did try it with my Maybelline Master Prime Hydrating and Smoothing Primer. It looked a little better, but it wasn't this one. It was the e.l.f. one, the e.l.f. Hydrating Primer. I tried it with the e.l.f. Hydrating Primer because this one is extremely hydrating, and it looked a little weird. Like, it looked kind of dry, but at the same time, I knew it wasn't dry, so I don't know. It just looked really weird. So then I tried it with this one, which is the Maybelline Master Prime Hydrating Primer, and it worked really good with this one. So if you have dry skin and you want to use the Colourpop No Filter Foundation, I do recommend you use it with this. And this was the shade Fair 25. So next, I did get this little bronzer here, which it doesn't come in its own little packaging. You have to get this little like compact, and this comes as its own little single thing. So pretty much, let me take it out just so you guys can see it. Just a little compact, and this is the blush. As you can see, it is in a pretty big pan. This was the shade Getting Handsy. At first I thought it looked really weird on me, but then I put it on for a couple more days, and now I actually really like this as a bronzer. They do sell it as a blush, but like I said, it does work as a bronzer for like light-skinned girls like me. But yeah, this was wicked good, and it goes on, you know, wicked nice, wicked smooth, and it's not overly bronzing like my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, which I do actually wicked like this bronzer, but it's just sometimes that this can be a little overpowering. So whenever I'm not going to be using this, I'll probably be using this one. By the way, it does not smell as good as the butter bronzer, just so you're aware. Next, let me take a couple steps back here and go into the concealer actually. My boyfriend's playing video games. Anyways, so I tried this concealer. I love this concealer. It's so good. I've tried it with my different foundations. Right now I'm actually wearing it with my Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage, and it works. Like, I've tried it with everything. It works so good. It also works as a wicked good eyeshadow base. This is the shade Fair 02. So this is like a step up from the white one, I guess, and it's so creamy. It goes on so nice, and it blends out wicked amazing. I do recommend this concealer. And my setting powder is a little dirty. Let me brush that off. I got the shade Translucent for the setting powder. I do wish it did come in like a bigger component like my other ones here. Like, I have 3 different setting powders. I have my CoverGirl Professional Loose Powder, and this is a pretty big compact for that. I have my CoverGirl CG Smoothers. Again, it's about the same size, just it's a pressed powder. And I have my Coty Airspun, which is also a pretty big thing. But then you take, so I use my Coty Airspun more than the other ones. You take this and you compare it with the size of this. So in this, you get 2.3 ounces or 65 grams of product. And in this one, you get 8.5 grams. So this one was about, I don't remember how much it was, so I can't tell you. But this is only like $6 at Walmart. I personally think that this would be the better buy because this has a lot more product in it than this, even though this setting powder was wicked good. And I am also using it right now. But I think that's my only issue with this, is it's not as big. But it is good for travel. Alright, so we got all this out of the way. Alright, so this highlighter. So I didn't swatch it or anything before I used it. I just went straight into it. I actually am wearing it today. This was the shade Flexitarian, which I think is their best-selling one. My only thing is, if you buy this, make sure you take your finger and rub off the top layer. Because if you try to use it with, you know, just putting it straight on from this, it's not going to work as good. So, like I said, once you get that top layer off, it goes on so nice. It is wicked good. But I'm still in love with my Jeffree. I have the Jeffree Star Sarcophagus, which I think those are a little over 20 bucks. Let's see if I can take it out right here. And I mean, you get this big pan with a nice big mirror versus just like this little one. But I will use it. I have been using this highlighter a lot lately, just so I can save my Jeffree, because these are pretty expensive. In the Jeffree, you get 0.53 ounces, and in this one, you get 0.15. But if I was going to compare it to another drugstore brand, I went out and got another Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder. This one is in the shade Blossom Glow. I had the shade Precious Petals a while ago, and I actually got my cousin stuck on it. But I went and got this one, and this one actually works a little bit better for my skin tone. It's not too dark. They are only like $5, and with this you get 5.4 grams, and this one's 4.2. So even then, I think this one might be the better buy. Alright, and now I have the blush. This is in the shade Count Me In. And I am going to compare it to my favorite blush right now, which is the Milani Tea Rose Blush. I actually went out and I wanted to try this coral one, which is what I'm wearing right now. It actually is wicked pretty. But for some reason, I'm still stuck on this one because I feel like this one has next to no fallout, whereas this one over here does. This one was in the shade Coral Cove. So anyways, this has 0.60 ounces. This one is 0.15 ounces. So it's the same as the highlighter. As you can see, I don't know if you can see, hold on, there you go. I did quite a bit of digging into this. So I tried it with the usual brush I've been using for my blush, which is this one right here. I tried that first, and I go like this in it, and it's like nothing comes off. So I've been using this other brush that I like to use from time to time, which is the by Real Techniques, and it is the sculpting brush. And I just have to like really dig into it, and then I just kind of pat it on, and it works pretty good. It is a really nice color. I will keep using it. But yeah, I think it's the only thing I had with it, whereas like it's just hard to get onto your brush as I drop it. And it didn't break. Alright, so now we'll talk about brows. Alright, so for brows, I got their Brow Boss pencil and the Colourpop Brow Boss gel. So, if I'm comparing this, I am comparing it to my Total Temptations brow pencil, which is what I'm using today. I feel like this went on a lot creamier than this. I felt like this is just like, I have to really try to get it in. But I do love how small it is compared to, or how thin it is compared to my Total Temptations, because I can get more detailed with my brows. But I do like the smaller spoolie as opposed to a longer spoolie. Even like this one, I can really get in there and like lift my brow up. And this one, you get 0.005 ounces. And this one is 0.003 ounces. This was about, I think $8. And this, I think, was like $5, I'm gonna say. I don't know. And this one was in the shade Deep Brown. I think this one was like dark brunette. Oh, dark brown. So yeah. I would prefer this one over this one. And from comparing my brow gel to something else, I'd be comparing it to my brow gel from Maybelline Tattoo Studio. This one is tinted, this one is clear. And I actually have been preferring this one more over this one, because this one doesn't add like an extra tint and make my brows look a little bushier than they usually look. And with this you get 0.11 ounces of product, and this one you get 0.23 ounces. So even though this one's super tiny and this one's wicked big, I do really like this one because it actually did keep my brows looking good all day. And because it is clear, it is easier for me to apply than this one, whereas like I would get it smudged like right up in the corner of my brow a lot. Okay. Now I guess we'll talk about the eyeliners. So for the eyeliners, I got the cream gel liner and the little gel pot liner, both in the called shade Swerve. This one really good, even though it did tend to like bleed down into my under eye a little bit. So far this has been working pretty well for me. It goes on wicked creamy and it stays on really well. And when I compare these to so I'd be comparing this to my L'Oreal Infallible Matte and the L'Oreal Infallible Lacquer Liner, both in the shade Blackest Black. So I'd probably stick to using my Matte in my waterline just because I feel like it stays better. And then I'd probably switch over to my Colourpop Gel Cream Pot Liner just because I feel like it goes on a lot creamier than my L'Oreal Infallible. Okay. And the mascara I got was Black on Black. This is the Colourpop BFF Volumizing Mascara. I'm gonna admit I did not have high hopes for this because a lot of mascaras I've used that are more on the cheaper side, I don't have, like, I just feel like they're not that great. This one, I actually really liked it. It curled my lashes a little bit more than like any of my other mascaras do. It works really good on my lower lash line, except for today because I used a white liner. I did have to go and use one with like a smaller applicator. So for my bottom line, I'm using the Lash Blast Luxe from CoverGirl, and it has like that smaller thing so I can really get into my bottom lash line, just so I can get that white out. Here, I'll show you guys the applicator for that. So this is the applicator. It did lengthen, it did volumize, it did everything that it said it was going to do. So I do recommend this one. And I think my other two lipsticks are actually in here. Hold on. this one. Don't think the other one's in here. So I don't know where the other one is right now, but I did get 3 lipsticks from Colourpop. I got the shade, these shades are Star-Crossed and Most Likely To. And then I got a deeper shade of the red, which I can't find at the moment. But I did try them all. I'm actually wearing the Most Likely To right now. And these both work wicked good. They're wicked comfortable. And as you can see, like I did have a little bit of trouble applying them because they're a little watery. Like, I don't know if you can really. So usually when I go for a lipstick, I'll show you something. Well, compared to this one, actually, yeah, I'll compare it to this one. So I've been using this one a lot lately. This is the Revlon Ultra HD Matte Lip Color. So usually when I go to get a lipstick, I listen to like it's a little bit harder to like pull out. Whereas this one, I don't have to try to pull it out. Maybe that's just like the little scraper in there. But these are wicked good aside from that. Okay. Before I get to the eyeshadow palette, I will talk about the setting spray. The setting spray is wicked good, even though it does have like this really heavy scent that kind of smells like a grandma. But it is wicked good, but it does have a very abrupt spray. It's very aggressive. But it smells like grandma mixed with sunscreen. But yeah, aside from that, it is wicked good if you can get over the scent of it. And for the eyeshadow palette, I got the Through My Eyes I Love Sarah 2 X Colourpop. So I have used a Colourpop palette before. This was their QAF palette, which is this one right here, which I actually bought by mistake. I haven't used it in a little bit, but it is a wicked good palette. So I have used just about every color in here at this point. So today I'm using the shades Nostalgia, In a Wink, Misbehave, and Nocturne. And so far I really like these. They're wicked pigmented, they're so easy to blend, they're wicked smooth, they're wicked nice, and the shimmers are all wicked good. Yesterday I used I used Canela and Mesmerize. I just used those 2 shades and it was a pretty bomb. It was a pretty bomb look. So I do recommend this palette. My favorite thing about this palette is the big mirror in it. The only thing is it's a flimsy palette. Whereas like if I have my Moon Dust palette from Urban Decay, I can just kind of like leave it there and it'll stay. Even though that mirror's dirty. Or my Tarte Rainforest of the Sea palette, I can just open it like that and it'll stay. But yeah, so that palette was wicked good and I do recommend it. And yeah, so I think overall, aside from like the primer, I really liked everything. Everything worked out really good and I will definitely buy it from Colourpop again. And yeah, if you guys have any other ideas for any other videos, just leave a comment down below. And you can go and like and subscribe, and I will put my Instagram in the comments as I usually do. So thank you guys, and I hope you guys have a great day. Bye!